Is when you talking to the principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of his righteousness and who he is.
Welcome to Flat Out Elected. My name is Rand Campbell. Okay, so I feel led to do something for the Flat Earth community. And let me just first of all explain to you my skills, or at the very least, my abilities. You see, because of the upbringing that I had, being in an orphanage environment with lots of other kids, and because I was up against daily conflict and abuse, and eventually ended up on the streets, I had to learn the ability to communicate, but I had to learn the ability to communicate in a way that I could protect myself and take care of myself. So communicating messages was a gift that God gave me. And I want to be able to share that gift with you guys. I want to be able to give you guys the gift of communication, especially in this time of being a messenger of increased knowledge. Because truly, the people that we are speaking to really need to get this message. And so it's important that we learn how to deliver the message. And I said this before, I was given a vision where a man stood before me and said to me 3 different times, no message can be received if it is not given in love. So we have to be able to give messages in love. I want to be able to teach in this video the correct way to teach Flat Earth and all truths, because there is a method in doing this if you expect to have some success at the end of your teaching. I have been in the sales industry now for about 30 years, very successful. I have as well hired, trained, and built sales teams for many years. I have as well been able to design a communication that allows the listener to receive the message in such a way that makes it very difficult for them to not understand it. Now, in this method, if they do claim to misunderstand, or if they show evidence in their behavior that they have not received the message, it is by no stretch of the imagination on them. Because the message, in the way and the manner of which this is going to be delivered, is precise, to the point, clear, and KISS, ask, keep it simple, stupid. So I'm going to teach in this video how to communicate a message. Because the truth of the matter is that true intelligence is not defined by your ability to retain or to be able to repeat information. True intelligence is defined by your ability to communicate an idea. So I'm going to teach in this video, through my many years of refining my sales skills and my communication skills, I'm going to teach how to correctly give the message of Flat Earth. And I'm going to do that in a very simple way. This is not going to be a long video. It's going to be very simple. And if you apply these formulas to your messaging of Flat Earth or any other truth, you're going to get a lot of success, and you're most certainly going to be able to get over the hurdles of the listener that is trying not to come out of their indoctrination. Go ahead and watch this video. I hope that this edifies and teaches somebody how to correctly messenger Flat Earth. Okay, so the first C in communication is confidence. And confidence, true confidence. I'm not talking about fake confidence. I'm not talking about egotistical confidence. I'm talking about actual, true confidence. Comes from knowing. And when you have knowledge, you gain a confidence to be able to apply that knowledge, teach that knowledge, or believe in that knowledge. So if for instance, if you have absolutely zero knowledge on how to fix an engine of a vehicle, and somebody comes to you and says, look, could you do me a favor and fix my car? I don't know what's wrong with it. If you have no knowledge, then you're not going to have any confidence to pick up a toolbox, pop the hood, and start acting like you know how to fix that vehicle. True confidence comes from knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge, then you're not going to have the confidence. But having the knowledge is just the first step. The second step of having the knowledge is having the knowledge designed in a way that it can be articulated correctly. So you could have scattered knowledge, meaning that you could know A through W, but not know the end part of that knowledge articulately enough that you're able to communicate it correctly. So not only do you have to have the knowledge in order to have the confidence, you have to have your knowledge base lined up in a way that it's like weapons, that you can pick up. If you need to pick up a sword, you pick up a sword. If you need to pick up a handgun, you pick up a handgun. If you need to pick up a machine gun, you pick up a machine gun. If you don't need to pick up the bazooka, you pick up the bazooka. And if you need to pick up a missile launcher, you have all of your knowledge-based weapons, all of the stuff that you're going to be required to answer or that you're going to be required to messenger lined up correctly, and you don't use the wrong weapon in the wrong circumstance. So knowledge is very, very important to confidence, but as well, organization of your knowledge is equally important. So you are not going to be able to have a discussion, and you most certainly aren't going to be able to have a debate or be able to communicate your message of flat earth if you A, don't have the knowledge, and B, don't have your weapons of knowledge lined up correctly, that you know when to pick up what piece of information, what piece of knowledge at the correct time and in the right circumstance. I notice a lot of people are scattered and they're all over the place when it comes to articulating flat earth, and they allow their opponent or they allow the listener to make statements like this is an interrogation, where the truth of the matter is, no, flat earth is not on trial. No, flat earth is not on trial. Flat earth has put the spinning wet ball rocket on trial. And make no mistake about it, anybody that you go against in respects to the ball does not have knowledge of the ball. So you've already got a huge step up on them. If your knowledge is correct and if your knowledge is lined up correctly, that you can pick up your weapons appropriately and quickly in any kind of a conversation, whether it be a debate or just a conversation about flat earth over a cup of coffee. The truth of the matter is that you have to have the knowledge to have the confidence, and you have to have your weapons of knowledge lined up that you can pick them up at the correct time and not seem scattered or lost in your ability to communicate the knowledge that gives you the confidence to stand before anybody. But make no mistake about it, flat earth has put the spinning wet ball on trial, not the other way around. Never, ever, ever, ever let the ball earth believer, let the globe believer, the heliocentric heathen, never let them act as though the flat earth is on trial. That's not the case. Flat earth has put the spinning wet ball rocket on trial, and always make sure that you stay in that position. That is the first C of the 3 C's. Confidence. And confidence comes from knowing what you're talking about and having your information lined up correctly, that when it comes time to pull your weapons, that you're not scrambling and you do it efficiently and with dignity and respect. Okay, so the first C is confidence. And you cannot have the second C without the first C. So the second C is conviction. And conviction is the highest level of belief. Conviction is when you have learned something or you have come across something that convicts you. And conviction is pure knowledge. You are convicted by what it is that you now understand. And so when you communicate your message, whether it's flat earth or any other truth, if you are not convicted by the belief of the knowledge that you now have acquired, the person that is listening to you communicate your message will figure that out. They will pull from you your lack of conviction. And how they do that is by talking smack. This is where the insulting, the mocking, the arrogance, and the ignorance comes from the listener. Because they want to make sure, because they don't believe that you actually believe what you're saying. So they want to make sure that they know that you don't believe it. That's why a lot of these indoctrinated minds are consistently calling truthers pose or stupid, or calling them out as people that don't actually believe what they're saying. I can't tell you the number of times I've had atheists say that I don't truly believe in God, or that I don't truly believe in flat earth, or that I don't truly believe that Satanism is running this world. And so you have to consistently be in conviction of your truths. Smack talking is seen in many facets of this world. A lot of times you will see in sports that there will be the smack talker on the bench of a baseball game making fun of or mocking or insulting or trying to get the batter off his game or the pitcher off his game. A lot of times on basketball courts or ice rinks, on football fields, there is always going to be the smack talker, the person that is trying to antagonize the other person off their game. And the only way that that can be possible if the person is not convicted in their abilities or in their knowledge, in their skills. And so conviction is very important, but you cannot have conviction without the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge, and you have to have the knowledge lined up correctly, that you are convicted by the truths of that knowledge. And when you are convicted and you truly believe what you are telling people, when you truly believe in your own message, it will be seen in the way that you deliver the message and in the way that you stay strong in your message. So always make sure that you are convicted with what you say, and make sure that your conviction comes out in the way that you relay your message. Don't be weak. If you are truly convicted and truly believe what you're saying, then act as though you believe it. Talk as though you believe it. Be strong and be firm and be convicted by what it is that you are telling people. Because make no mistake about it, if they think you're not convicted, it won't take them long to take you off your game. But if you are convicted by the truths that you speak, make no mistake about it, you're going to have a strong voice. Now we're going to go to the third C. Listen to this one. The third C is not the third C by accident, because you cannot have control without confidence and conviction. Now, control is very important, especially when you're trying to deliver a truth to people that just can't see it. Make no mistake about this. Explaining truth in a world deceived is identical to trying to explain color to a blind man. And that's more times than not what it is that we come up against. We come up against people that just can't see the truth. But if you're going to be a deliverer of this truth, if you're going to be a messenger of this truth, then you need to understand how to control not only the direction and outcome of the conversation, but as well you're going to have to learn how to control your weapons, your knowledge, and your emotion. So we know about smack talk. We know that these guys hurtle comments and insults and mock and try to belittle. And we know that they do that in order to get you off your game, in order to take control of the conversation. So the second you do that, make no mistake about it, these heliocentric heathens are ball hogs. If you give them the ball, they're not going to let go. They're not going to pass it. They're not going to give that ball back ever. So it's very important that you remember that it is the heliocentric fool, it is the spinning wet ball rocket that is on trial, not flat earth. Flat earth is the light that has been shone on that particular deception. So don't give them the ball. Don't give them the control. But in the same breath, when you control a conversation, you have to control it articulately, and you have to control it in a fashion that has been architecturally organized. So think of it like this. Think of it like a ladder. So you get into a conversation, you want to get people to the top of the ladder. They want to assume that they already deserve or have already earned the top rung of the ladder. But if you really talk to most heliocentric heathens, they don't even know why they believe in a globe. I always ask this: when did you start believing we were on a spinning wet ball rocket? And they don't know. Then I start to ask them questions about their belief. How fast is the spinning? How fast are we rotating around the sun and the moon according to your belief? How fast are we wobbling? What is the curvature rate? I mean, if you start to ask them questions about their own belief, you're going to find out really quickly most of them have no clue. So don't give them control by them questioning or interrogating you. Make sure that you always take them to the first rung of the ladder and make them accountable to putting their foot on that rung before you allow them to start climbing the ladder without you. If you're in control of the conversation, and if they are truly the ones that are being interrogated, if the spinning wet ball rocket is on trial, of which it is, make sure that you stay in control of that conversation. Don't give them the ball. Remember, they're ball hogs. When it comes to your emotion, they're going to smack talk, they're going to insult, they're going to antagonize and call you every name in the book, because that's all they've really got. That's what they have. They have that on their side. But they only have that if it affects you. Always remember, you cannot awaken a sleeping lion that doesn't exist. So if your emotions are not accessible in that they can play with your emotions, antagonize you, and upset you, then that lion doesn't exist, and they can poke and prod as often as they like. They're going to absolutely lose. Remember that. Remember that that's their intention, is to get you off your game so that you don't articulate your message correctly. They know it's the truth. They know they're not on a spinning wet ball rocket. They know it just like you know it. They know the ground beneath their feet is not moving, and they know that water does not wrap or bend around spinning balls. They know this. And you have to keep this in mind and keep this in focus when you speak to them. But don't give them the conversation that they start interrogating you. Don't give them the conversation that they start dictating the outcome of the conversation or the direction. As long as you keep in mind it is them that is under interrogation, you are questioning their belief because they don't even know why they believe what they believe. Remember this as well. Anybody that has come to flat earth used to be a heliocentric heathen. That's right. So you not only have their argument in your arsenal, you have your new argument as of new knowledge, increased knowledge, and a new belief and understanding of just how greatly deceived this world has been. So control is essential to communicating flat earth and any other truth. You have to have the confidence, you have to believe what you're saying with a conviction, and you have to have the control of the conversation in order to dictate not only its direction and outcome, but in order to keep yourself focused and to keep yourself stable and to keep your foundations firm. Otherwise, the second you give them the ball, I assure you, the entire conversation is going to be derailed, and that's exactly what we've witnessed in recent debates between flat earthers and the heliocentric worldly fool. I ask that God bless you with this message. I hope that I see it applied. I hope that I see you guys use this formula in talking to people that have an issue with coming out of their indoctrination. I hope that you use this formula with love, dignity, and respect. I thank you for watching these videos. I ask that God bless you. I ask that you sub this channel. I ask that you share the videos. I ask that you hit that like button, please. I ask that you hit that bell for updates. God bless you guys. You guys take care of yourselves.